You know what I just realized we neglected to mention? That we actually wanted to call this episode, Time Doctor with... Time Doctors?
No, Time Lord. Time Lords?
Game Time
Because we call it Game Doctors, so it was Game Time Lords.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's our, cold open.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Risa.
I'm the other one.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
If you don't like that, well, that's just fine. You can head on over to another Nancy Drew podcast, Unlocked, where Tammy Tucky talks to people and about stuff.
And things.
Is that what I say? It feels weird right now.
Yes, that's generally what you say. So, sister, what are we talking about today?
Excellent question. I don't remember which one we were doing first.
This is going well.
This is only the first podcast of the night, you guys.
Yeah. Well, I have some tea. It'll be better after I drink my tea.
I have coffee. Who knows where it's gonna go.
But what are we talking about today?
But the subject ought to be, updating those old Nancy Drew games.
We are taking I think we have 3 Nancy Drew games, and we're going to update them for if they were put out in 2019. Not 2020, because I wouldn't wish that on those games. Maybe 2021. Yeah, these are going to come out 2021, okay?
Yeah. That'll be a better time. It'll be good.
Yeah. Things will still be existing in 2021, probably.
Probably. There's a distinct chance.
There's a chance for at least most of us. Okay, so the first one I decided on was Message in a Haunted Mansion, because it is, to me, the one where it's so outdated.
It really is.
Stay Tuned for Danger is it's old. And Secrets Can Kill, obviously, with the 2D animation and stuff, it doesn't really put itself in the same category for me. But Message in a Haunted Mansion, it's just they didn't even Google this man.
Google was a thing when this game happened.
It was, and yet, they just did not. Okay, so, my first proposed change. This isn't about it being updated for 2021. This is our podcast, and we're just making this rule, is that Abby and Rose are in an actual relationship.
Yes.
So,
we just have to make these games better if we're gonna remake them at all,
Exactly. If I'm calling the shots here, then they are, in fact, a theater lesbian cuppy. Cuppy. I'm just making up words. So, the other things in Message in a Haunted Mansion, my main thing is that the Rose is we need to get everything up to date in time, except she'd have a better voice actress too. If I'm just doing this, I'm going hard. So we're gonna have good voice actresses.
Yes.
Instead of whatever they give us. But,
hey, my neighbor is really wanting a vanity project.
Pretty much. But, so, Rose is trying to get it all up to code to be an actual B&B, but she's not sure she can in time. I don't know, in time for what? In time for the next inspection, so she can open. In time for opening day, that she already has an entire event planned. She sent out Facebook invites already.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I love
it. It's on Facebook. It's official.
And can we change the parquet thing to
yes.
You're putting together the design for the
yes.
invite?
Yes. Absolutely. Oh. And for flyers. But yes, I love it. But she's not sure if she's gonna, in time for the opening, pass all the inspections. Which I feel like in real life you probably aren't allowed to take any kind of reservations until then, but I'm not a lawyer, so Wouldn't a lawyer?
I answer for a lot of those types of businesses, and like they're tentatively taking those. So
yeah. So she's like talking about worst case scenario. They just have to make it an Airbnb. They won't get nearly as much money, and that's like my vision for it. It's like, if this fails, I'm gonna have to be an Airbnb. Which, like, yeah, fair enough. And I want one part where Nancy is helping Rose get the website up for the B&B, and Nancy has to do it, and it's something like in Warnings at Waverly Academy, how you help with the, like, taking pictures of things and stuff. That's what I want to do, but for this game, where Nancy has to go around and take pictures of all the nice things, and that's how she, like, finds things and stuff like that. So I really like that idea. And I like to think that they just found Charlie on Indeed and then didn't call any of his references, or called his references, but they were all just like him on his friend's phone doing a different voice. Yeah, so that's
and
to me.
You know what? I would buy it. As long as we make sure that they are boomers.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're just... Yeah. I love it. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
But, and the other thing I thought of was, like, a hacking minigame to get into the Lewis's laptop. Lewis? Yes, Lewis. That's his name.
Lewis Chandler.
It's loose chandelier.
Oh, it tickles me.
I know. In this economy? Sorry, in chat. But yeah, definitely like a hacking mini game. Kind of.
I would love that so much more than that fucking maze that honestly murders me.
Yeah. The other thing, I was thinking of it kind of being like, there's like a mini game in Murder by Numbers, which was that like visual novel with Picross that I played, which fucking loved, by the way. If you guys like Picross or nonograms, whatever you want to call them, you have to play Murder by Numbers because it is so fantastic. I absolutely love it. But in that, there's like this hacking mini game where it's like you have a timed amount of time to do like a 5x5 Picross, and you have to do it without making like a certain amount of mistakes or it fails. So it's pretty cool. And that's kind of what I was thinking of for this hacking mini game, because it would be like memory kind of a thing as well. You know what I mean?
Yes. I dig it.
Yeah. So that's I feel like there's a lot more to work with and everything, but that's what I got.
Rad. No, I dig it.
Would you like to go on yours now? And then I'll just cap it off with my second one.
Okay. Sure. Let's do this. I don't know if I'm really ready to present it. I feel like I have so much more to develop. I got really into this one, you guys, because
she did.
Like, I decided to, instead of, bringing it to today, the year is 2030. Secret of the old clock. So I think I cyberpunked this out and I love it. And I will happily admit that a lot of this is inspired by having just rewatched the Fringe series. The fifth season specifically is very this. Anyway.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I don't even know what Fringe is about, and this is not the time to tell me.
Nope. But you know what?
Afterwards.
At some point. Yeah.
And if you get me to watch it, then we can do a Krolmeister Sisters watch on it.
There we go.
See? Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
The year is 2030, and Nancy Drew in her blue floatster, a flying car. It's a flying car, but it's really more of a hover car.
Like a land speeder.
Yeah, like a land speeder. So they just decided to call it a floatster.
I like it.
I think it's as smart as roadster.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Floatster actually sounds kind of like an app that's made to replace something that already exists. Continue. I apologize. I'll try to stop making these, like... I'll let you get more than a sentence in this time.
Okay. I'll try to keep going for more than a sentence. So, Nancy Drew and her blue floatster goes to see her friend Emily, because, like, they knew each other back when Emily's mother, Gloria, worked in the town as a in the biorobotics field. There we go. Sorry. Whew, I'm good. She was working in the biorobotics field, and she specifically was making it for her daughter, who needed a prosthetic arm, and so she was trying to give her the best, like, quality that she could, and at a certain point, she just retired and decided to own an inn, and
that's the next step.
It is the next. Well, it was complicated. She had some reservations about people. I swear to God, I could really rewrite this as a fanfic, and I am so tempted because I've got this fleshed out. It could be a very cute one. Anyway, so anyway. She's dead. Gloria's dead. And her daughter, Emily...
Was she killed for the patents?
Her daughter,
just keep going.
Emily, was left a hard drive. Gloria left behind her life's work on a drive, which Emily is having trouble unlocking. Nancy's coming to take the drive to George to have her decrypt it. And then the drive goes missing. Same as, the jewels. But I figured, let's give it importance, not just,
some jewels.
And Emily says her mother left it to her in her will. So it either contains something important or something of serious value. And since it's been stolen, these girls, because I want it to be actually feeling like teen Nancy Drew, because I need it for this one. It's good. It's wholesome. It's wholesome cyberpunk. It's good. But since it was stolen, the girls decide that it must be valuable. So the characters help reveal the story, because as I have always stated, the biggest problem with this game is that the characters are just cardboard cutouts. So
yeah, they sure are. Or a wax doll.
Or a melted wax Joan Cusack.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. I didn't fix this. Anyway, Richard Topham is promoting and performing operations meant to make the patient psychic in different ways. Some as simple as bionetics, which connect the individual to the psychic network. That's, let's see, I think I decided to go with cybernetic connecting internet knowledge, which is basically, it's just a...
Sounds like a skill in Genesis, but okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I based that, I think, a little bit on Neolution in Orphan Black. Basically, I for those who have seen Orphan Black, just sort of re-envisioned Richard Topham as Leaky, Professor Leaky.
I've never watched it.
I know, but I have to say it.
Okay.
Because I have to acknowledge it. Anyway, or there are chemical treatments meant to enhance the part of the brain designated to be the source of psychic activity / awareness. Of course, none of his treatments are completely permanent, so customers have to keep coming back, and because he's basically just a a snake oil salesman, to an extent.
Yeah.
There are a lot of negative ramifications of some of his procedures. Because he's just the back alley equivalent of what Gloria was really doing. Sorry. Okay, Jim Archer is a very quiet storage facility owner because I don't want this to be a banker. I don't
want to deal with banks.
I don't want to deal with banks. I don't want to deal with currency. I just want it to be like there were transactions that happen. We don't talk about them. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
It wasn't about money. It was just doing business. Anyway, so Jim Archer runs a storage facility, and he is made the executor of Josiah Crowley's will, and he has no idea why. He's just like, I don't know, like, I knew the guy in passing, and I knew his sister, but like... And I also want to make him interesting, because I feel bad that he's not interesting. He's the most bland lump of a person in that game. I hate it. Anyway, he used to be an English teacher, but, the way teaching went and then his dad got sick, and so he felt obligated to help him run the business, and then he died, and so he felt obligated to continue running the business, and so he's just kind of, he's dutiful, and he's, just doing what he can. But this also means that he could be a nice font for knowledge for the Shakespeare puzzle.
Oh.
See, I like it. I want him to be useful. I'm re-envisioning him entirely. Let's give him a fabulous makeover.
Yeah.
But anyway,
like
he's
Sims 4 Townie.
He reveals to Nancy. He reveals to Nancy that he has been trying to solve the puzzle lock to Josiah's storage locker since he died, to no avail. And it's so that's gonna be it's a puzzle that we have to solve. I want good puzzles for this game.
But what about the aliens, Ariana? Sorry.
Hold on.
The mirrors and everything.
Jane Willoughby, aka Marion Aborn. Okay, this one's fun. So both Jane and Marion were Gloria's friends in college because they were in the same biorobotics program. The thing is, Marion was always jealous of Gloria's aptitude for the subject and the fact that Jane clearly preferred Gloria as their bond was closer, because Marion's the type to, pull this shit. But anyway, so this means that there would be, pictures that are proof that, oh yes, look, see, that's me, and that's your mom, and that's our friend Marion, so she could just change history. And that could be a nice thing to sort of acknowledge for Nancy, to be like, she sees a picture of them, and she realizes, I wonder why, if Jane and Gloria were close, then why does she look closer to Marion? I don't, I like it. I feel like it would be a nice introduction of her deductive reasoning.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, but also she was always particularly skilled in programming, so she's able to switch their identities with quite a bit of ease.
As you do.
Plus, it's dystopic future. Shit's happening. Identities get swapped.
Yeah.
She also probably got government friends, to help her do that. Anyway, the radio contacts are basically the same people, but like they're part of a subculture of nerds, basically.
Yeah, like, no, honestly, there is still a ham radio culture.
Yep, but yeah, there. I like to think it's developed into like some otherworldly sort of thing, just like tendrils reaching out, you know what I mean? But anyway, so they use long unused frequencies for their communications. And one of them we find out, because I want them to be a little bit more interesting as well. One of them has an immune deficiency and is homebound because they can't withstand the illnesses and pollution that are outside. And because I like to think that can be one of our instances of knowing Josiah Crowley's personality, in that when he spoke with this person, he was like, so isn't it great that you can use this technology to reach out to people and get out, and so like help feel connected, and I want it to be interesting. I need this game to be interesting, sister.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I need it.
Yeah.
That brings us to Josiah himself. Josiah Crowley, the being from the future. He is part of an interdimensional race of humans from the future. He was originally from 300 years in the future, but he came to the year 2030 to witness the creation of something groundbreaking in human history. He was also a shapeshifter, but he generally preferred one of two forms: the old man and his beguiling sister.
Is this Star Trek?
This
sister?
is like a lot of things, honestly. This is like Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. This is the observers in Fringe. This is a lot of things.
It's like Nancy Drew, First Contact.
I love that because Secret of the Old Clock and first anyway. Point is,
I agree.
Yeah, so I am so happy with this sci-fi version of but the puzzles in this game would be fucking rad. There would be a lot of programming, wiring, and definitely random gear puzzles to draw parallels and to contrast the differences in the types of mechanics. This game would be STEM as fuck.
It would.
And in the end, it turns out that Josiah's will held the cipher for Gloria's hard drive. You ready? Because it's
ready.
not fucking monetary. I'm tired of this monetary shit. I need it to be knowledge-based. I need it to be advancement-based. God damn it. Sorry, that came from a deep place.
Apparently. I'm going with Star Trek still.
Josiah had been the only one that Gloria could trust with it. So when he died before her, she knew she needed to find it to keep the cipher safe. Josiah had been there in that time as his chosen vacation spot. To witness Emily receiving the hard drive from Gloria and discovering her blueprints for the future of bioengineering, plans that would reshape the world and present a brighter future. The most detailed plan being a new revolutionary revolutionary new arm on which Emily quickly begins her work.
That was your dear Hannah at the end there.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I pictured it in that form as well. Like her
it came across.
Testing it, and like that's the picture. or hologram, because I think I am an advocate of holograms being used in this future escape. You know? But yeah, so Jane Marion was just out to steal her more successful friend's ideas, and a lot of it was stuff that in the wrong hands could be turned to bad sources, and so in Emily's hands, it's for good. We hope. We assume. Also, Emily's going to get more development because, like...
Yeah. I mean, she's already more interesting. She doesn't have a hand. Arm.
I couldn't decide between hand or arm. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my game.
I like it. Don't expect anything more from me. It's slim pickings from here on out. It's okay. So my other one I wanted to do was Danger on Deception Island, because I was thinking, like, the first thing to my brain of when I was thinking through games and thinking, okay, what, like, puzzle sticking out to you would be infinitely better if it was, like, on a phone. So I immediately thought of identifying wood by having to call 2 different people in the game. So I'm assuming I would like it instead to be an app where she takes a picture of it and she has to match things, and it's like almost like a difference detective type game of being like, this one or this one, what's the difference? I don't know, and then ruling them out and coming to the correct one. It just sounds fun to me.
I like it.
And it would be called, what you said, it was Not Connector, as in KNOT, KC for short. Hey, because it's Casey Porterfield.
That could be
Porter?
like...
Porterfield?
Casey
I don't know.
Porterfield? Is it Porter?
Porter?
Are we
Porter.
thinking of people we knew?
No. No. This is a game character.
I meant
yeah.
name.
So, also, everything that you have to do on the computer, I would say we do it on an app. Just something, because having to walk back and forth and biking back and forth from where you are to get to the next place is so infuriating. Mm-hmm. And it just is there for padding time. So just put it all on her phone, please.
Please.
Literally all of it on the phone where I can look things up and stuff. I'm happy with that. Please don't make me walk back and forth so many times. Also, please. I was thinking about, like, how I would update the people, and you have to admit that the Hot Kill Cafe would have a sign being like, no Wi-Fi. Talk to people like God. It's the 90s.
Yes.
Isn't that... It's exactly what it...
Yes.
Yeah. So, that's... Yeah.
Those are Jenna's partners, signs.
Muffins? Oh, signs. Gotcha. I was like, I don't know.
Jenna's, like,
muffins.
Mildly embarrassed by them, but, like, also supports the rule. She's like, I didn't make it, she did, but I figure.
Yeah. I think that everything with Hilda pretty much stays the same, though.
Yes!
She's super extra, sending out messages in bottles and everything. I think that would be a lot better.
That feels like a Netflix movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I like to think that it's like, I think it would be kind of fun, instead of having to find the right bulb for the lighthouse and everything, maybe you can do it as like trying to hack into the lighthouse to turn it on. Apparently we're super into hacking tonight. Have you noticed that? We're like hack.
Hacking. You gotta hack.
Exactly. Everyone's gotta hack. You can try to learn coding. Sorry. But yeah, I think that Hilda's stuff stays the same. I think that Andy Jason, I want more to happen with him. I'm still keeping the orca, by the way. Love that. It's fantastic.
The game is extra as fuck, and that is just the beautiful cherry on top.
I think that's why Danger on Deception Island is one of my favorites, is because it just goes all in. It commits. Because, one of our biggest criticisms in all of the games is it doesn't commit. If you're going to do something, do something. But this one does. It's going to do it, and it did it. So we're keeping that. I want the kayaking still, too. But I'm not... I don't know. I feel like I want to update more things, but...
Okay,
I do Russian spy workers.
I mean, we could easily update the tech. Like, the
Yeah.
The GPS is kind of...
Yeah. It's so clunky.
Yeah. I love it.
Maybe there's like
I love the aesthetic of it, and that's why we loved our little GPS.
We bought an off-brand TomTom. Yeah. For geocaching. It was fun.
It was fun.
I miss going geocaching.
I do too.
That was always so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think instead of having to get a GPS from Holt, we have to get like into the beta of the specific like app he's developing for. I don't know why everything is apps, but everything is apps. Okay,
everything is apps, you guys.
So he does make her take like the seamanship quiz to get, so that he's like, fine, I'll send it to you, but I probably won't have the time if I'm if I'm testing this out on other people. So she has to do that, and then he lets her into the app to be able to track where she is in the area and be given like, this is a landmark if you want to, this is a place to sightsee. So yeah, that's what I think it should be. So that's 3 games.
Yeah.
That we updated for the new millennium. I mean, most of these were actually out in the 2000s. But
seeing as how Nancy Drew games are already dated when they come out, I think this is like leaps and bounds.
Pretty much. So if you guys have other games you would like to update, or you want to hear us update, because we're going to do at least 3 others of these, okay? It's gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen whether you like it or not.
And if you do give us suggestions, then you're in control here, buddy.
It's true.
But you can tell us on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, something else, Twitter?
Yeah, we've got Twitter.
And our fancy website, krolmeistersisters.knifefightclub.com.
You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And in those places, you can tell us what you think these games would look like in the future or in our current time. Whatever hellscape you're looking for.
Yeah. So, if you would like to, you can subscribe to us over on our Twitch to get access to our cute little wine glass emote, our Scopa emote, and at tier 2, our Peace Out emote. Or you can go over to patreon.com/KrolmeisterSisters. I was about to just give our website again.
Our fancy website.
Yeah. So you can find us over on patreon.com/KrolmeisterSisters, and you can get access to Podcast Night VODs, Stream Cat pictures, our backer channel on our Discord, which you can also, our Discord is in the link below, because on everywhere I put the link for our Discord, so if you want to join that, you can, and yell at us personally. So, as a reminder, I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister Sisters, and we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.
I'll be editing this one.
It's true. That's why when things are like that, and we say something like, put this at the beginning, and I'm the one editing, it doesn't happen, because I'm too lazy. I'm just too lazy.
Cut and paste? Nah.
Exactly.
Nah, bro.
Nah, that's too much for me. It's way too much for me.